Hello and good morning. Today we have an art update with Joaquin, our art design director or senior visual development, I think it's written over here. So basically, the man that does all the art or supervises our art team. And as you see in the game over here, everything that you see is going through his hands and through his eyes. So, Joaquin, yeah, happy to have you here today. And what are we talking about today?
Okay, so we're still building up awesome images for medieval empires. We've done a great work with the rest of the artists as well on building up different increases in asset buildings construction for our cities. But we are not gonna put aside the Crusaders. That's gonna be the rival faction on this. Fighting, building city, and all this just to get the game more excited, but
Hmm.
with more excitement. So we are working on the same as we did with the Turkish. Now we are preparing 6 different level ups of the different Crusader buildings. That would be town hall, would be research buildings, Hero Academy, headquarters, stables, farms, all that we've seen already on the Turkish, but this time it's going to be with the shape and the color faction of the Turkish. So
Hmm.
here, for example, I prepare an image that concept artists and as well 3D artists have developed from a building. This is research library, and what I want to show to our players is the way that we came up with final assets to our buildings. All of them are already familiar with the look of the Turkish, with all the details and
Hmm.
all the things that we put there. But when we are talking about a building in this Islamic Crusader, this is what you are seeing there is the research building library. So we start with putting the building that has the most of the meaning in the game. As we have to start from level 1 to level 6, we take the most of the ground tail that we have just to build up our building and city. And after we experiment with the different growing rooms or spaces, just adding parts of the houses, some fences, some props, things like that that give value to that building. So you can see the lower part is just a study of like a sketch and some of the
Hmm.
manipulations of that building. After you'll see in upper with full values, grayscale, as putting a light there without textures, but it gives you an important meaning about how the building will look like. Sometimes we don't hesitate to create more buildings that the players are not going to see, but
Hmm.
they are nice, they are good, but we think that taking another decision about implementing the level up of those buildings is going to be more meaningful for the players. So as soon as we chat with the artists, we make the right decision. We test it as well with the devs, put it in the game, see how they relate with other buildings as well. We make a decision, and it's what the players here can see with the screen tap. That means
Hmm.
is approved, and after we start the modelization. So 3D artists start doing the blockouts, as you see in the grayscale, but model with 3D. Okay, and we in that state is another version that we can just judge if we need to put something else to get something off the asset, or we should put some peasants that are walk around, animals, or some other props that's going to be just dressing up the whole image.
Yeah,
That's
similar to like what we have over here in the town hall, that there's something or like the small little details. And by the way, that's the research library, for example, that or the research academy that you see over here from the Kahi. And
right.
if you look at that, this is then how it will look like for the Crusaders. So the
That's
whole
right.
town that we have right now here from the Kahi tribe will of course also every Kahi tent will have an equivalent to the Crusaders, and after the Crusaders there will be another faction which you guys in the community will decide on which one would that be. So far, the Holy Roman Empire has lots of fans over here, but
Plenty of
yeah,
yes.
so far we have the Crusaders up next, and this is how it then will look like. And yeah, so start with the sketches, then having multiple upgrade options on, like, I think one was at level 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And that's what you then will see over here.
That,
And
that's right.
what happens after that?
The thing is that we think like a funnel, right? From a big mouth, just getting narrow until we have the correct assets that the players are gonna see. Up to here, you don't see color because
Hmm.
most important thing is that the what it contains as an asset. After we put textures with the colors, with all the details, refinement, and this is what finally the players can see. I will show you some more examples of this. If you can see, uh, here we have, for example, lumber mill. Okay, you see the progression. It's like in an animation. We see number one, number two, three. So that way you see the implementation of these assets. You have up there. You have another building there that would be the headquarters. And finally, if you see below, you see already in color with the textures modelization on 3D and how they would appear in the game. They still the images in color are not final, but it gives us a good perception about how this is gonna look like. You have here as well more leveling up like stables, and you have as well some of the textures that we are using on other buildings like walls, wooden panels, uh, uh, pavement on the streets or on the ground floor. All these we are using it as part of the shape language that we're gonna see in the assets. So that way, when we say, for example, Turkish, the main color they're gonna see is blue and some kind of patterns. For consistency, we keep those. In this case, Crusaders, the color faction is red and as well white, and we will be using similar textures on the building so the player can visually identify which faction they are dealing with.
Hmm.
Here you have more of this work in progress. You have the concept in color up there, like the town hall, and as well the different level ups on using the ground system and changing materials from straw to wood to stone as well, so the players can have a little bit of idea of what's been cooking uh, behind stage, that they don't see this process of elaboration, but they see finally what we see in the game. As well, something that I show is like okay, it's like inviting you coming home, right? You see those concepts in black and white, and we play with the shapes. But as well, you can see some of the notes because we are always improving our visuals. For example, in that stage, we realize that we create, for example, level 6 and level 7, for example, has no gates. So we thought, okay, how could be a fortress like that without gates? So let's imagine how they would look like gates. So it's still work in progress. The players see in those concepts see no gates, but when they will be playing, they will appear with gates. Some open, some closed, some peasants going around, but it's going to be kind of more giving the sensation of living to the game.
Hmm. Yeah, you see that over here, for example, that's CVW, and he has, like, he's at least 5 levels higher than I am. So you already see the difference if you look at his, like the buildings have more surroundings, and there will also be like maybe outer surroundings overall. But you see like the difference on the evolvement of the whole thing. Like if you compare his, for example, like the research academy over here that he has, or the town hall, and then compare it to mine, and then compare it to someone that is maybe like just starting, then you see like the development of the town basically over time. And the same will of course happen also for the Crusaders, which we had in the beginning. By the way, we started with the Crusaders like 2 years ago, I think. We had
Yes,
the first Crusader buildings, but
yes.
then we shifted to Kahi tribe in the beginning, and I'm really looking forward to Crusaders, as you can see. Wait, over here.
It's a process of learning. I mean, we are creating with a whole department, so not artists. We share what our investigation or exploring as well with devs and other members of the team, even not artists because they are players as well. And all feedback input is very welcome because what we think is like, okay, we are a group of people having fun creating that game, but as well we want that the customers participate somehow. That's why we exchange on Discord, other platforms, that okay, this is what we are doing, and the guys are able to give some feedback. The things like we are improving all the time, and this is basically what they are gonna see as final asset. You have, for example, barracks here.
Hmm.
You have final assets with textures, the right light, and, and everything set up. You see the difference between black and white and color, but even when it's going to be implemented in game with the animations, with the different camera angles and everything walking around, it's going to be just awesome. And something that we don't listen yet is the music, but what this is going to be having the music in the background as well,
Oh yeah.
the crash of the swords just hitting one to each other, and more this kind of flavor of battle is gonna be kind of plain, but is watching a movie as well, and this is what we want to bring as well to our game.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really nice. I think music in games makes the feeling of the game like 100% more improved overall. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. And what else did you bring today to show us to the community?
We are not just working on buildings, but we are working as well on refining characters. We are creating more characters that we are not yet showing to the players because there's a bunch of them, but we are still reviewing old versions of the characters, and I would like uh, to share and and to to show you some of the as well
Hmm.
animations that uh, we are redoing. And yeah, I'm not. I don't know if you are able to see this.
Yep.
Okay, so the players could see this Crusader bowman just walking around already in game, but we thought that we could give him a little bit more of a presence and a little bit more of a fancy movement. So we really start just we build up this character is just brand new. It's the same like the players can see, but more refined. And I'll show you how we deal with the different movements of these characters. So you have kind of idling with this guy just playing around with his long bow and shooting some arrows. Now you can feel, for example, when you'll see the arrows going out of his bow, and as well the music of the fight and things like that, And he's gonna be very living thing. Yeah? So this is
Hmm.
one of them. I'm gonna show you another one. This is a Kayi Turkish spearman that we retake just to make him more fancy. Let me see if this is able to play.
Yeah, and we already have like lots of characters that are in game. If you have a look at this one, for example, that's a complete setup of almost different guys over here. And if you the cool thing is now that they are 3D. So before we had them in 2D, now they are 3D. So everyone that you create in the game will look like different. And then if you go ahead and attack, those are the same ones that you just placed in your lineup. So you directly see that that's a different hero than, for example, the hero that's walking over here. Also, the units are completely different. We have special units in here. You can unlock them in the Research Academy, for example, or if you're on a higher tier land, you get other units. So look out for those. And yeah, you see directly the change, and that will improve over time. So that's the first that we have over here, and then there will be more iterations on that as usual. Yeah.
Yeah, as our players can see as well is that we don't hesitate just to go for better look on our visuals. Um, we have placeholders that work very well for what it's the strategy of the game, and being able to play and be in the world of medieval empires. But as well, we don't hesitate just to retake and say, okay, it's going to be more fancy. The player is going to be um, just really liking what they see when they play, and we do either animations or we change a building, we resize some of the stuff, we add more other props or whatever. Is going to be more fancy to play the game. And of course we listen a lot the comments from our players just to get our game better, and as well something that they really like to play.
Yeah. Yeah, and then in the end, like as I always say, you also see here on the right, those are different heroes that we have, and then there's lots of things coming up with those as well. So be excited for that, and yeah, lots of things cooking in the art direction, and you see also like every time we have a new build, or a lot of the times the look and feel of the game will also change because we're still iterating on the overall concept of the art, or not the overall concept, but the lighting, for example. I think lighting is something that's underrated in art, because like you just change the lighting on this one.
Any
If you
change?
tune in
Yes,
and you check for like a half a year ago, or like even 4 weeks ago, it looked completely different.
yes,
Um,
you're totally
and
right.
then
You'll see
yeah.
some of the icons, they change as well according to what we think that can improve or facilitate the task for the players when they see the different icons, placement of different elements in the on the screen as well. You'll see on some of them that we already changed the 2D illustrated characters on something that is the same one but converted into 3D, and we won't hesitate just to improve these to have this kind of more flavor of live action film. We're changing a lot the icons as well, the way we present our windows, everything is to please more our audience and
Hmm.
the result.
Yeah, and like every time we have a new release, like every 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the schedule. But then I'm always like finding new cool things that you change. For example, if you look over here, also the prestige icons. It's small things, but I think they add to the overall like feeling of the game, which is really important. And as you guys know, like we do that every time we have something sneaky that we put in, like decorations are now in the game, so you can get those decorations in order to make your town look a little bit different than others, for example. Also, like at a certain stage, I was like, from where's this flagpole over here? I haven't seen that before. And all of a sudden, we had a flagpole in here. So always be on the lookout for stuff that changes. And like this oak tree over here, like I
Mm,
really like that.
great.
Um,
And
yeah.
sometimes is as our game is growing in amount of assets, animations, it gets very populated. Sometimes we have to make a sort of retrospective, say, okay, hey, this game is so crowded that it doesn't allow to the players to see clear what's going on. So sometimes we make readjustments as well on the backgrounds, just eliminating some of the landscape. For example, a huge amount of trees that wouldn't stop us of seeing the real fights of the warriors and heroes fighting together. So we make that kind of decisions of putting things in, taking some of the things out, changing the light just to see clearly. So that way we have more fun playing.
Hmm. Yeah, last time that happened on the province map, I opened it up and all of a sudden I was like, oh, you can now see everything over here. But
Yes.
also like small stuff, like if you see the icons that are popping up everywhere, or if you manage your lands, like the whole look and feel of the management system over here, that's just improving every time. We don't mention it all the time. You can check that in the release notes, but that's something I really enjoy. like seeing the small details that you add over here. But yeah, there's lots of things that are that is coming, and that the team is working on. I will not spoil everything over here, but there are some really cool things. Looking forward to the Crusaders then coming into the game. You already saw the sneaks right now, and there. I think if you are here since 1.5 years or 2 years, you saw most of the Crusader stuff. You can also go back on YouTube or on our Twitter to like 1.5 years ago and see some of the stuff. But yeah.
You brought up a very good point. It's like we are always changing things. So I would recommend the players as well, suggest them that they keep playing because they're constantly every 2 weeks new releases, new features, adjustments, things like that. So even when they know the game, how it works, the fact that they wait just few weeks later, a month later, they want to discover and find out more features. This game is working amazingly. There are more things to come, more visuals, more unexpected things, more features that we don't say, but we are planning, and it's gonna be really, really excitement. Just playing Imperial Empires.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Joaquin. Thanks for everyone that tuned in. If you guys have questions, as usual, put them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, retweet, share with your friends as well. And if you have something, feel free to post it as well. Let me know. And then, yeah. With that being said, I wish everyone a productive week or a happy weekend. And thanks, Joaquin, for joining. And see you on the next one.
Always with you.
Bye, guys.